drop weight, but you're having a hard time because you're just overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed with, what steps you need to take. You don't know if you need to focus on calories. You don't know if you need to cut out the bad foods or the good foods, what you need to do. In this video, I'm going to share with you a very simple, easy, and smart way to lose weight and keep it off. Okay. Because I can see how a lot of people these days could be overwhelmed because every trainer out there nowadays is giving out a different method on how to lose weight, whether it's keto, vegan, carnivore, Atkins, the Weight Watchers. There's a lot of different methods out there, right? And so this by far has been one of the biggest shifts that helped my coaching clients drop a significant amount of weight in a very short period of time. I'm talking 40, 50, 60 pounds in 6 months, y'all. All right. It doesn't have to take years to drop this type of weight when you have structure and the right strategies. Okay. And so here's the thing, calories is important. It's a metric of energy, guys. That's all it is. And so when you overconsume on energy, it bloats your body, meaning you get excess belly fat. You start to have love handles. You start to have visceral fat, man boobs, big arms, big legs. But I'm not talking about muscle, I'm talking about fat. When you overconsume on calories, and so calories is still important, but what's even more important to drop body fat and be healthy is whole foods. Whole foods. Let me tell you what I mean by this. There's a lot of people who've been trying to lose weight for not months but years, and they already know they need to know their calorie intake, but they're eating a lot of processed food, too much fast food, too much trail mix, too much popcorn, crackers, chips, things like that. And it's like poor fuel. And when you have poor fuel in your body starts to break down. This is how people end up having things like hypertension, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, because of the quality of the fuel that they put in their body. But what happens when you start to put the right fuel in your body? Give an example. Your boy, I went to, I was in Cub Scout when I was a kid. And when I was in Cub Scout, you could either throw little tree limbs and stuff like that into the tree branches into the fire, into the campfire, or you could throw big logs into the fire. Those logs that we threw in the fire had the fire blazing for hours, easy. The little twigs and limbs from the trees, and we had to keep throwing it in there. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens with your nutrition. If you focus on your calories, but you're putting a lot of processed food, dude, it's not going to feed the flames. It's not going to fuel you as efficiently as the wood would, as the whole foods would. Okay. And so that's why we want to make the shift from calorie focus to whole foods focus. And there's another reason why, too. When you focus on eating whole foods, guys, I'm talking about sockeye salmon, eggs, egg whites, strawberries, blueberries, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, foods like that that are dense with nutrients. It's gonna feed your body the good stuff, the essentials, but also they're low in calories. That's crazy, ain't it? When you eat foods that are dense with nutrients, like the ones I just shared with you, super low in calories, guys. And so you lose weight by default, and you really don't even have to focus on your calories that much. But the people who tend to eat a lot of processed food, eating at fast food places all the time, every day, like guys, it's fast food. You're not supposed to eat it every day because the calories just add up so quickly. I eat Chipotle, I eat Chick-fil-A, but not every day, man. Not every day. Okay. And so when you eat more whole foods, foods that are dense with nutrients, it gives you what your body needs. That way, you're not dealing with things like excess weight, excess belly fat, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, erectile dysfunction. You see what I'm saying? Super important, okay, to pay attention to the quality of the foods that you eat. And I'll go even further because somebody just commented this, and it's funny because somebody actually commented about this on my Instagram when I went live on Instagram earlier. And this should go without saying, guys. The foods, yes, whole foods, but if you're not hydrated, when you're not drinking enough water, of course you're gonna be tired. That's like a whole nother host of issues that happen if you're dehydrated. You're gonna be tired physically and mentally. You're gonna find yourself being irritable, being stressed more. Our body is like 45 over 45% water. Like if you're not drinking water, you are shooting yourself in the foot. You have to drink water. I'm not talking about sugar water, flavored water, soda, simple lemonade, sweet tea. I'm talking water. If you're not drinking water, man, it's going to be so much harder for you to lose weight because you're going to feel like you need to eat more simply because you're dehydrated. You're going to have brain fog and feel mentally stressed simply because you are dehydrated. You got to drink water. All right? Got to. And my rule of thumb, shoot for 2 to 3 glasses of water in the morning, the early afternoon, and the evening. Just do that. Okay. There's other, ways of doing it. Like you could drink a gallon, lean towards drinking a gallon of water a day or near it, an estimate of about that much, give or take, more or less. Okay. That way you can stay hydrated. But whole foods is the game. If you want to focus on fat loss, lean out quickly, and be able to keep it off long term, you want to be able to excel in your career, not like just survive in your career, you got to eat right. The high achievers that I coach, they understand when you eat better, you feel better. And when you feel better, you can perform at a high level in your career, in your personal life, in the bedroom, the whole nine, guys. Some of y'all have children. You want to have the energy to be able to enjoy time with your family and the people you love and care about. Guys, that's a nutrition issue if you're always exhausted. That's not an unbusy issue. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. The people who eat better and fuel themselves better, they look better, they feel better, and they have way more stamina and endurance, meaning they're not like burning out. Like if you're burning out every other week, every other month, it's a nutrition issue. It's because of how you're fueling yourself. And so it's important to make these shifts. Now, like I said earlier, calorie intake, yes, you got to know it. You got to know it because if you don't know that, you won't know what your portions need to be. And if you overeat, even on whole foods, you go gain weight. But if you want to lose weight, know your calories. You don't have to obsess over it though, because once you have an idea what your calories need to be and you start leaning towards whole foods, man, you start losing weight by default. You start having more energy by default because you don't have all that processed, what do they call it, uh, um, you know, calories where it's just like empty calories. You're eating them, but it's like you still hungry, or you hungry the next hour because you're like, man, I just ate so much, I'm hungry again. I don't know why I'm always so hungry. I don't know why I'm feeling so tired. I don't know why I have the itis. It's the food, guys. It's the food. And so, super important to pay attention to the quality of foods you eat. All right. Uh, Robert says, put me to sleep. Go ahead and get a pillow. Get a pillow and take your butt to sleep. But anyway, super important, guys. All right. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. Um, Types of foods that you should start focusing on eating when I say whole foods. When it comes to proteins, sockeye salmon, wild caught sockeye salmon, eggs, egg whites. Um, what else? You can eat chicken. Obviously, there's a few dozen ways to cook chicken. New York strip steak, mahi mahi, shrimp. Those are proteins. Then you have your healthy fats, things like avocados, almonds, walnuts, cashews. Then you have your fibrous food. Fiber is very important, guys. It's not just protein. Because if you don't eat enough fiber, that's why a lot of people are starting to feel so bloated, having colon cancer, things like that, because of a lack of fiber. And so start eating more fruits and vegetables, fruits that have seeds in them, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. Eat green leafy vegetables, asparagus, kale, spinach, Brussels sprouts, things like that. Critical. That way, you're not just focused on weight loss, but you're focusing on just holistic. You want to look and feel your best and be around for years to come. There's people in there, not like just 50s and 60s dropping. There's people in their 40s and 30s dropping like flies these days because lack of food, lack of proper food. So start fueling yourself better. You'll feel better. More energy, less stress, the whole nine. All right. Other than that, guys, we out of here. If you would like help from me, you want a structured game plan that fits your goals, your lifestyle, your fitness level, and you want me to remove the guesswork for you, I'll drop a link down in the description. All right. Let's get it. Peace.